Why you lying?
Yo, what's hood? What's good? What's going on? Everybody, don't adjust your dials. You know we live on a Friday night, and you know what it is on the Virtual Man Cave, son. It is the MLB Weekly Rundown with Nate the Great. Yo, we got the home team in here. You see Nate rocking his MLB New York Yankee jersey. You see Triple OG Ung down there cooling, probably looking at his phone. Hopefully he ain't sleep. Okay, there he is over there styling, profiling, styling. You know what I'm saying? And you got me, good brother Jay, yo. What's good, family, man? What up, Nate?
Chilling, how you already doing?
Man, I'm cool. What up, Unc? How are you?
I'm recovering, man. I actually am sick, so I'm feeling better, but it's Friday. Gotta be here, you know what I'm saying?
Well, listen, man, we appreciate the support. We appreciate you pulling up, man. Glad you're feeling better. You know, I hope you've been taking, you know what I'm saying, drinking your turmeric and ginseng and all of that stuff. Meditating and sitting in the sauna and whatnot.
How about this? Sweating under the blankets and drinking my Theraflu. I'm trying to get this shit out of me.
See, you know, if you start drinking Mountain Dew, you feel a lot better.
No, Jay, what I'm talking about. Woo!
See, I don't catch a cold because I drink Mountain Dew.
No, I don't
That's all I'm
believe
saying.
that, Jay. You know, well, it is.
But Nate,
Actually,
what's
wait,
good?
hold on. No, hold up. I just thought about this. It is green, isn't it? That shit antifreeze.
Well, whatever. Antifreeze keep me healthy. Nate, what's good, man? What's
It's full
going
of
on, man?
formaldehyde, nigga.
What's been going down in the
Enjoying
baseball world?
enjoying the wonderful Friday night. You know, of course, you know, last weekend was the end of the World Series, a great 7-game World Series, which, of course, to you fans out there, we're going to give you the weekly recap and the highlights first of Game 6 and Game 7 of the World Series before we give an in-depth detail on background on what our analysis on the series overall as one. So, you know, Jay's going to get that together. We appreciate Jay, as always, him and Leo always for putting the work together and posting these videos. As we give you the highlights of Game 6 and Game 7 from an incredible World Series between the Toronto Blue Jays and the defending champion Los Angeles Dodgers.
Ooh. Here's a 2-2, and he strikes out Ohtani to start Game 6. Here he comes. There's his sticking with his. That's exactly what he does. Here's a 2-2.
That boy is putting in work.
Yeah, Yoshinobu Yamamoto for Game 6. He pitched a hell of a game.
All right. So, pardon me while I upload the next clip. Understand that it uploaded too fast and it started playing, so we'll just play the clip twice.
Score. Here comes Will Smith. Throw to the plate's not in time. Betts breaks through, and so do the Dodgers. Oh, an exhale on the monkey off his back. The Dodgers lead Gosman and the Blue Jays 3-0. Base hit left field. Ohtani's in to score. Here comes Will Smith. Throw to the plate's not in time. Betts breaks through, and so do the Dodgers.
He alright. He wasn't that new. Well, you know what I'm saying? It was all right, huh? You know what I'm saying?
That's how you feeling?
I mean, they do got a super team though, right?
We'll get into that after the highlights. We're gonna see what the next video talking about for the fans.
Okay.
You said they got a super team.
I mean, that's what the people be talking about, right?
I'm with you, Jay. I can't argue. They look super bad to me. They went back to back, right?
Got him. Tied him up with that splitter for strike three, but it took him 9 pitches. Got Tied him up with that splitter for strike 3, but it took him 9 pitches.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, he caught that in the pocket, yo.
Motherfuckers played their asses off this year, yo. Hey, yo, I would have never
Number 2 of
thought
the
it, but this
7.
was a
That's
good World
the
Series.
only way he could have got him. You watch it and look it in, and you don't care what grip you've got. Bullpen had 9 outs in it tonight. There's a Baltimore chop it on first.
See what I mean? Yo, they cyborgs, yo. He caught that bad
do or
handed,
die
yo.
play for out number 2 of the 7. That's the only way he could.
Come on, man. Blue Jays ain't standing a chance. They looking like the bad news Bears, yo.
They look like what?
And understand, I'm not making fun of the Toronto Blue Jays. I think they did a wonderful job, man. Kudos to them. Salute. Don't hold your head, Joe. Pause. Y'all did y'all thing. Super team on steroids.
He's down to his life coming here in the playoffs. But yep. Oh, strike 3. Got him. Payoff. Another fastball, 1-2 pitch. He struck him out. He's down to his life coming here in the playoffs. But yep. Oh, strike 3. Got him. Payoff. Another fastball, 1-2 pitch. He struck him out.
My bad. I just had a moment. Yeah, I just want to be an umpire to do that. Nate, how long it take to become an MLB umpire?
It all depends on how you move up, in the ranks. You go through training and everything. So I can't say. I mean, you got the regular training period, which is probably a couple of weeks or whatever, and then you might most likely you'll work in the minor leagues first before you even, or you might even do some college or you might even do some college work. It all depends.
I'm good with that. I just want to be like,
yo, it was okay after the first one. The second one was kind of, because you hear that shit go, that shit was in that glove. Like, yo,
Yeah,
that sounds like a damn door knock. Line
to deep center field. Dean on the run. Justin Dean get there. It wedges in the bottom of the wall, and it's a dead ball. It's a dead ball. The umpire's hands are up, and the runners will head to second and third. It'll be second and third, nobody out.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and they did review this, and very quickly, our crew chief Mark Wegner says it's confirmed that that was a dead ball. Line to deep center field. Dean on the run. Justin Dean will get there. It wedges in the bottom of the wall, and it's a.
Yo, that's not even fair, yo.
But you know what that is? That is the game. That is the World Series winning play right there.
Yeah.
I think that that play
it was
the actual play that won the series for the Dodgers, with my man thinking so fast to be like, fuck that.
If that ball was playable, if it wasn't a dead ball, the Blue Jays would have won.
That was the series, bro. I gotta say, it wasn't that play at the plate. It was that play right there that changed the series. That play
hurt.
Right
that
there.
Hurt me.
Because I know that would have been that was at least 3 runs.
My man Kike.
Jimenez floats one left field. Hernandez makes the catch. Back to second. Game 7 tomorrow night. It's a game-ending double play. Jimenez floats one left field. Hernandez makes the catch. Back to second. Game 7 tomorrow night.
Yo, he cheat. Yo, I'm telling you, that is a cheat squad, Joe. You saw what he just did right there? Like, how do you catch it and still be running? Just
that was just great defense. I mean, the thing about the outfielders work on that daily, day in and day out.
I know.
Do you know how many people wish for that to happen, to end off game? That right there. You running, man. My man, I bet you it was like, oh yeah, that's gonna be a dink. Oh shit.
There's 0-2. A check swing, Tapper, diving stop, Guerrero, feeds Scherzer for the first out. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. full extension to stop that ball. Into scoring position goes Ohtani.
Yeah, that was going to be a base hit if it gets by Guerrero. This is an
That was good work by Vlad, man. I appreciate that, man, because I need to see something positive from them. Because Nate just showing wonderful highlights of LA.
They had all the wonderful fucking plays, yo.
Junior. It's a fastball to get him. Springer is running. He's tagged, and that's the inning.
Wow.
So both teams
That was a ball.
Junior. It's a fastball to get him. Springer is running. He's tagged.
Come on.
And that's the inning.
Twice. That's the same from before, right?
No, that's not the one for me. I know you're thinking about it. That's not the same
it
one.
It looked like him, bro. That's his cousin, his brother, or something. I don't know. They related.
Somebody.
They related. They cousin.
Deep center. Edmonds going back. The ball
Let's go.
is going long.
Let's go.
That was game 7. Bo Bichette came through. Even going fighting through an injury, he came through during that time. Him and Springer.
You know why? It's because his name, Bo knows. You know what I'm saying? He got the power of Bo. Pause. All right, what we got right here?
In the World Series. Lines the ball to center field. Varsho lays out, and he made the catch. Smith is in to score. It's 3-1. Scherzer's 2-0. Edmund pulls one down the line. A diving stop and catch by Vlad Jr.
Let's go, Vlad. That's what I'm talking about. That's the real Vlad TV. Yeah, why y'all mad quiet? Y'all right?
Vlad showed a lot of real deep.
You want me to
I was
say
gonna say
something about
Vlad
the
showed a lot
Black?
of real good defensive plays during this entire show. That he's more than just a hitter. Shout out to Max Scherzer.
He's born for this shit.
This could be his final season. You know, he pitched 4 1/3. He only had 3 strikeouts and 1 earned run, but it was solid because you never knew what you was gonna get out of him, especially his age. You know, for him to be that solid for 4 1/3 innings. You know.
Chill.
He's
So
what,
how old is
He's 38. He's
3-2.
38.
Jimenez. Into right center field. Hernandez will not get there. And it's 4-2 Blue Jays. Andres Jimenez out of the 9th spot one more time.
Let's go, my boy. Let's go. Andre, what was his last name? Oh, you know,
Yes.
Andre Jimenez, Gimenez.
all right. See, I'd say Jimenez or something like that, but all right, my boy.
They picked him up in the trade from Cleveland. Him and Miles Straw.
Chopper to first. Gun to second one. Back to first. 2.
Let's go.
Ooh, he said, let me spin on this, and we drop on that, and then they cut that bitch.
6 is the number
Let's
for the
go.
Blue
I'm
Jays.
talking about. That was smooth. That was smooth. I'm telling you, that boy Vlad is, you know what I'm saying? He the real deal. I hope they paying him.
Oh, he getting paid. He getting paid.
Varsho. Roller to second. Rojas comes home in time. And it's Miguel Rojas who ties it in the top of the 9th. Saves it in the bottom of the 9th.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yo, who's calling these games, bro? Why he talking like? Who is that calling these games?
Why, you got beef with him?
I don't like the way he yelled, bro.
Why?
NFL, oh my God!
The 1-1
It's more
from the
enthusiasm than Joe Buck.
Muncy hits a high drive to deep right field, headed for the pole. Muncy brings the Dodgers back to within one with a no-doubt shot. It's 4-3 in the 8th.
And look, he be toning it. Look, he got real high and he went real low. It's 4-3. That's a high fly ball. Yo, bro, who is that? Here we go.
Payoff. Drilled to left field and deep and gone! No way! Miguel Rojas! Dave Roberts played his butt. The guy hadn't had a hit in a month. And in the 9th inning.
Now that was the clutch play of the series, mind you. Like I said, a guy who hadn't hit a hit in over a month, and it comes through, and he's the unsung hero of the World Series for Game 7. Remember, so this is pretty much throwing analytics out the window.
So you said he was in a slump?
Yeah, he just hadn't hit a lot during the World Series. He played good defense, but hitting wise, he wasn't like making contact on a regular basis, so he hadn't hit it. So yeah, you can call it a slump pretty much. And within a month, and he put him in there, and he came through when he was asked to.
Okay, I mean that's amazing. So that's dope. He was in a slump and he just got over it real fast.
That's amazing.
Fly ball to left field. Hernandez on the run with Pages over his head. Pages runs him over, makes the catch.
Ran over his own.
Game 7 to the 10th.
I know he don't care. He's like, yo, you caught the ball, so I'm good.
Yeah, in the 7-game series, sometimes you got to do that, because if you think about it, if you'd have left Hernandez to catch that, it's a strong possibility that that ball hits off the heel of his glove and it drops. So, but Pages being the taller player,
you be wishing shit on people like that, Nate?
I'm not. I'm just
Why
saying.
you say it like that?
It's the truth. Like, am I lying though?
No, but
this is the same man who started off the season as a Yankee fan. Then when the Yankees got eliminated, he started wearing a Blue Jays jersey.
That's a lie.
Soon as the Blue Jays jersey, as soon as the Blue Jays lose, he put back on the Yankee jersey, and then he got the Yankee paraphernalia in the background. Come on,
the
bro.
jacket. And I've always been Yankee all the way. I just wore it, and I gave you the story behind it, so you're not going to change the narrative like I just became a Blue Jays fan out of the blue. No pun intended.
I know. I mean, listen, you came up with a definitely entertaining, enlightening story. The jury's still out if we believe you about it, but I mean, it was a good story, though. I'm not even going to lie. It was a definitely wholesome, heartfelt story. You know what I'm saying? It pulled at the heartstrings. You know,
oh, yo, he even had music to it too. That's crazy business.
Yeah, it was dope, Nate. But we understand.
Yeah, okay.
Come on, don't do that.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Kirk bounces one up the middle, bats to the bag, over to first to beat the champ. You gotta knock him out. The Dodgers stand tall and win back-to-back titles.
If I was Toronto, man, I'd throw a bat out there or something.
That was a game-clinching play that won the Los Angeles Dodgers the World Series championship, which clinched them as back-to-back world champions. The next video Jay's got lined up is their celebration.
That's dope. That was a dope trophy, yo. What was that? The MVP?
Yeah, for the World Series, which went to Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
Say his name 3 times real fast, yo. Bet you can't.
Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
All right. My bad. You nice. I can't even say it once.
Just
I'm not even gonna try.
I talked to a good friend of mine yesterday on the plane, and he
My bad.
gave me the okay to use this phrase. Pat Riley, what's better than 2? 3! 3P! 3P! Let's go!
Wow. Nate, has there ever been a 3P in
I don't
baseball?
like him invoking my Lakers.
Yeah,
like
has, and I'm gonna mention that in a moment after these guys video
I
highlights.
don't like him. I don't like him. Hey.
After these last highlights, I'm gonna mention it.
You know, last year, I said I was a Dodger for life. And today, that's true. And today, I get to say that I'm a champion for life. And that's never going away. Oh, hey, guys. So thank you for this moment. Thank you to my teammates for this moment. Thank you to this organization for this moment right here. I will remember it for the rest of my life. And thank you to these 5 right here who have grown up and been here for it all. Hey, we love you so much. I'm so thankful for all of you. And I know they're going to get one more next year. And I'm going to watch just like all of you.
Oh, he's retiring? He's done?
Yeah, Clayton Kershaw is retiring after 18 years. You can pull up the next picture for Clayton Kershaw. He played his entire 18-season career with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Over that time, he was a 2014 NL MVP, a 3-time Cy Young Award winner, 11 All-Stars, a 3-time World Series champ, a 2011 pitching triple crown. He won the 2011 Gold Glove. He was a 5-time ERA title winner. He won the 2012 Roberto Clemente Award. He finished with a career average of 2.53 with 3,052 strikeouts and a career overall average of 223 wins.
All right, Nate. You couldn't let me show the picture.
I knew you was getting it up. You can still show the picture still, but I just wanted to I didn't want it to be that long delay. We just like everybody just sitting.
Whatever. You could have talked about something else while I upload the picture. Now you just ran the stats. It don't even matter now.
You can still do it as you see, So a great season, of course. There was a lot of talks with Kershaw early on. Of course, a lot of it was ups and downs with him. He was a great regular season pitcher, but during the postseason, he wasn't as clutch, and he eventually started to show later on in his career. At one point, he was compared to Madison Bumgarner of the San Francisco Giants, and if you would have asked in the early 2010s who you would have picked, and as far as clutch in the Game 7 between Madison Bumgarner and Clayton Kershaw, you would have probably went with Madison Bumgarner overall at that time, because Madison Bumgarner, in my opinion, was the better pitcher overall. But Clayton Kershaw, still at the end of the day, had a great season. A great career, phenomenal career. Spent it all with the Los Angeles Dodgers. So, I wish him well in his post career. Of course, he'll probably be at a lot of Dodgers games, and will be find somewhere in the booth. I see him in the booth somewhere, whether it's Fox, TNT, or even just for the local Los Angeles Dodgers radio. Commenting on games and still giving his knowledge to future up and coming players.
Hell yeah, they gave that bum Alex.
You're looking for his game.
Wait, not yet, Jay. So now during this time, we'll give a little bit about the World Series. I'll let Unc go first. Take the floor. What did you think about overall for the World Series as a whole? Not even just the last 2 games, but as a whole.
Well, what I thought it was going to be pretty dry. I didn't think there was going to be much excitement in this. But I have to say, Nate, your analysis of everybody that had to play every one of the players that you spoke about that was going to have a turnout series, every name you mentioned actually showed up in some sort of highlight and excuse me what was going on. So I was expecting Dodgers in 5, and when it got 3-2 on the on the J side, I can see America already just diving off the cliff, boy. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was over, boy. But I gotta say, everything about a 7 game World Series that you needed to see, this was it. I gotta say that this was probably one of the better watching World Series that I've seen in like the past 10 years. It was worth the watch. It really was worth the watch. Both teams actually showed they showed out this year. And I was real happy that it turned out that way. Yo, Toronto Blue Jays really don't have anything, like Jay said, to hang their head down for. This was a great played season by them, and it was a well contested World Series. It was pretty good, yo. It was pretty good. I didn't watch a single game, but it wasn't having to watch the single game, but the highlights of everything that was going on. When you did turn it on, oh, you got caught up in it really quick. You really did. Didn't
So
matter what inning it was. Yeah.
I'm mad that you said that at the end because that's what I was about to say. Like I didn't watch one single game,
I didn't
but
watch a whole game, but you could turn it
but I
on and there
saw
was shit happening. You know,
I
it was a
saw the
lot happening.
highlights. You know, I saw the
Yeah.
recaps and the highlights. And listen, Toronto, I tip my hat off to you because, as I said earlier, the Dodgers did look like they are a super team in my opinion. They got some super dope, nice players and everything. And I'm not saying that they're a super team in a bad way. I'm just saying they have a great team. So I tip my hat off to Toronto because they competed. They showed why they deserve to be there. Both teams played great, and the better team won. You know,
And I'd like to say I like to give a shout out to one more big ass thing on the Los Angeles Dodgers. I like to give a shout out to Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson is now become somewhat of a sports winning god, yo. He has won everywhere he's visited. He got a championship in every major sports category now, if y'all don't know this.
he got one in hockey, right?
Yup. Hockey, basketball, baseball. Magic Johnson got his foot in a lot of stuff, boy. And I gotta give him props because his team, his ownership team, did what they have to do to secure
Now,
people like Mookie Betts
if
and Freddie
if they bring
Freeman and all these cats on this team to build this team up. And they've been together now for about a good 4 or 5 years, which is something that you don't see a lot of. You know, Nate, let's be honest, because I am a Yankee fan too. This is the type of stuff that the New York Yankees was in the 80s and all those great teams in the 80s and the 90s when we were watching them. And then even those late teams in the early 2000s when they were good. You know, this is what you was building up. Teams that won over, it wasn't just one year of winning. These guys got a nice little stretch now. They done what, 2021 and now 2024 and
20,
2025.
2020, 2020, 2024, and 25.
Look at that. Now that's 5 years. That's 3 and a 5 year stretch. That's yo. Give props where props is due, bruh. Magic Johnson went over there, got into the Dodger organization. Since he's been there, he done put championships on the wall, bruh. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Go ahead, Jay.
oh no,
Oh, okay.
I,
Yeah.
I
So,
did.
well said, and yes, that is true. Because first I want to give a shout out to the World Series MVP Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Three
Yashinobu.
In 3 games, he went 3-0 with a 1.02 ERA. He pitched 17 and 2/3 innings, only giving up 10 hits, 2 runs, no home runs, only walking 2 and striking out 15 during that time.
Who's
He
Shohei? Who's
he,
Shohei? Shohei who?
he showed great poise doing that. And like Unc said, the Dodgers admit you got to think about, because the Dodgers at first, a lot of people were calling them fraudulent because the Dodgers had made the World Series in 2017, lost to the Astros. Whether you want to bring up, about the drones and the cameras and the cheating scandal with the Astros, fine. 2018, there was no cheating scandal. The Boston Red Sox demolished them.
Right.
And then in any year after that, the Dodgers couldn't get it done. Then they won in 2020. A lot of people categorized their World Series championship just like the Lakers. It put an asterisk next to it because it wasn't a full season. They only played 60+ something games. Then when the Dodgers had the best record after that, they lost to their division rivals, the San Diego Padres, and got knocked out early on. So a lot of people were calling the Dodgers fraudulent, but they stick to the team. A lot of those guys like Mookie Betts, Max Muncy, and them who were there since the early 90s. I mean, not the early 90s, sorry. Since that 2017 team and onward, because Mookie Betts is part of the 2018 Red Sox team. But after they've all been together, and the fact that they came back, they won last year, of course, beating the Yankees in 5 games and dominating them, and then coming back and playing the Toronto team that probably on paper it looked like they were going to dominate them, but it didn't work that way. Just a quick recap of both games, the last 2 games, Game 6. You would have thought Toronto had it, like said, you seen that play where the ball got stuck under the padding in the outfield. I think that made a big difference. It was a good break for the Dodgers. Yamamoto again pitched a great game. Game 7 was on it. Max Scherzer pitched a great game, and the Blue Jays did the same thing that I had said since the beginning. You got to get to that bullpen early. They got Ohtani out of there early in the bottom of the 3rd inning after Bo Bichette hit that 3-run home run. They got into that bullpen, but the Dodgers kept playing well. Toronto didn't score as much runs as they should have scored during that time. There was a couple plays here and there. We even got some excitement in the bottom of the 4th inning when we had the benches clear after a couple close calls where the pitches were being thrown inside on Jimenez. So, you had the benches clear, which I haven't seen the benches clear in the World Series in a while, So that was kind of funny to see that also as well during that time. I think the big part for me was in that Game 7 especially, and, Muncy was great with the home run and everyone else. But when they put in Trey Savage, who pitched a great game in Game 5 for the Blue Jays in LA, they brought him into the game. He pitched in the 7th. Fine. 7th inning, he got out of a jam. 1, 2, 3. Dodgers don't score. In my opinion, personally, I understand John Schneider's reasoning, whatever, but for me, a young kid like that, who's a rookie that you called up in the midway through the season, with that pressure, you take him out. You don't bring him back in for the 8th inning. He comes in the 8th inning. He gives up a home run to Maxey. That closes the gap to a 4-3 game. In my opinion, you maybe bring Fluharty in to go up against Maxey with lefty on lefty, see what happens. That's just my opinion. But I'm not disputing John Schneider. He was great coaching all throughout the World Series, throughout the whole season. But I just think in that situation, I understand Savage had been great in Game 5. But you give him that 1 inning, and then you move on from there. That's how I think he should have done it. You go with a different pitcher, maybe it's a different outcome. Maybe Maxey doesn't homer for Fluharty or whoever else you bring in after that. Maybe he doesn't homer. But he did homer off of Savage. Then you go in further. Then Blake Snell comes in. He pitches great. Miguel Rojas with the clutch home run in the top of the 9th inning that ties the game off of Justin Hoffman. That's and I think that really took the sales out of the Blue Jays. You were 2 outs away from winning the World Series, the first World Series in the countries for baseball since 1993, and it took the win out of their sales after that. Great defensive plays by Pages out there, as you've seen overtaking Kike Hernandez for the catch. It was just a great series. Or even Shane Bieber came in there in the 11th, but he gave up a home run to Will Smith. It was just a great series overall, and I want to give kudos to both teams, of course, especially to the Dodgers, who defended their titles for the 2nd year in a row. They're the first team to repeat as champions since the 1998 Yankees, who did it 1998, 1999, and 2000. They're the first National League team to do it since the Big Red Machine Cincinnati Reds, who did it in 1975 and 1976. In 75, they defeated the Red Sox in 7 games with Carlton Fisk. For those who might not know, he had the infamous wave when he was hitting it down the line and he went like this. You know, that was the infamous home run back in the days in the World Series. And then in 1976, they swept the Yankees 4-0. So they're the first National League team to go back-to-back since then. Again, it was a great series. Like y'all were both saying, Toronto has nothing to be ashamed of. Nobody even had Toronto picked as champions. They didn't even have them in
much
the
less.
much
less.
And mind you, this was a team who was on the verge of breaking up because they originally had the young squad of Vladimir Guerrero, Bo Bichette, and Kevin Biggio. Biggio moved on, but Bichette and Vlad stated they was talking about possibly trading Bichette and Vlad, or just one or the other. But they stayed with the team and they played great. And now I think they got something to build on. We're just going to see what they're going to do next season, if they're going to be able to keep this momentum, because they play in a tough division. You still got the Yankees. You still got the Red Sox. The Orioles, we're going to see what they're going to do with their new manager and how they're going to build that team. Tampa Bay Rays are always there, even though they've faltered a little bit. They're still competitive in their division right now.
The Rays are always going to be the wildest of the wild teams in that division. Right. Yeah.
So in honor of the World Series champion Dodgers, I put together. I didn't go too old school, so I did 2 up to date that happened within the last 10 years. The first 2 videos are just World Series moments from Dodgers history that was recent within the last 10, 12 years. And then I did put one of the most iconic World Series moments in Dodger history as the last video.
Which one? You didn't put the Kirk Gibson one in there, did you?
Boy, we ain't never think
but it ends up being almost a Game 3 start. Muncy flies one in the air to left center. Back at the wall, and it's gone! It's over! Muncy, a walk-off home run!
And this next one is from 2018 against the Red Sox. Same year, Yasiel Puig with. At the moment when he hit that home run, you knew the Dodgers were getting ready to head towards. They was getting ready to head towards closing out Boston the next series, the next game after that.
In the game, and he gave him 7 shutout innings on 2 hits. With his highest pitch count of the season, well over 100. Here comes a 3-1. Puig launches left field. Come on. 4-0 Dodgers in the 6th. He just got a left-hander.
Yo, that picture was tight.
Yo, Yasiel, I forgot that fool was on the Dodgers at that time. Yo, that dude was supposed to be the next thing, man. And he hit, yo, that was a good.
The game right now is at the plate. High fly ball into right field. She is gone! In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened.
Yo, your man looked like he was about to die running around them bases.
You don't understand none of that if you wasn't there. I saw that shit live. Yo, Jay, Kirk Gibson was dead. Kirk Gibson had both knees hurt. He had a bad back. He had one of the shittiest games. the game before, and I forget who the damn coach was. He told him to stay his ass in the damn back in the locker room. Don't even come up the dugout stairs. He told him to stay in there. Brothers, they called his ass. Somebody called him from the back and said, Kurt, we need your ass up here right now. This fool limped out of there. I'm telling you right now, it was as much drama that you could have ever seen in baseball at one time on television. It looked like it was all made for TV shit. It was crazy how he did
Yeah.
it. And what you just saw and what you just said, Jay, that was how he looked when he was a dead man walking. This fool
Yes.
limped to that plate. He went up there, took 2 pitches, and then that motherfucker looked like he was trying to hit. He looked like he was just reaching for shit.
Yeah, he had injured his hamstring, and that's Kirk Gibson. And you know
Woo!
who the manager was. The great Tommy Lasorda
It
at the
was
time was
Lasorda, right? It was
manager.
Tommy, right? It was Lasorda's fat ass. Yo, bruh. That was the craziest home run I have ever seen in my life. And the way he went around the base, yeah, yeah.
against California State rival the Oakland Athletics during that time. So
This
I know Uncle could have
this
went further
was
back.
horrible.
I could have went further back than that, but whenever they play that, they always bring up the
No,
Kirk Gibbs
that's
home run,
that one. It's that one. It's
and
that one right
and it was
there.
and the call by the late great Vince Scully as well.
Yeah, it's that one. That the Dodgers got a storied history. That home run right there is the greatest home run in Dodger history. Well, I gotta change that now. It might be that Freddie Freeman one that won the World Series last year.
Or the
I
game
think
winner
that
against
one,
the Yankees.
yeah, bro. I don't care what nobody says. That shit was epic. That Freddie Freeman one was epic, bro. That was epic.
Yeah, for Dodgers history that started in Brooklyn, New York. Now, like the Giants, who also started in both. When they made that move to the West Coast, they both left at the same time, and they both been in California ever since. One going in Northern California, the other going to Southern California.
And you got to admit they done pretty good for themselves out there too, because the Giants, you know, they done won there a couple of series, and back there a few years back.
Oh yeah, in the
Now, they,
2010, the
yeah,
2010s, they was definitely the top team from 2010 to 2015. The Giants was that team.
that was the team, yo, and now the Dodgers, here they go. You know what I'm saying? So, story team, story franchise. It wasn't that bad. I gotta admit, I wasn't gonna be too tired in it. But it ended up being a good series. It really was. It was some great that this was a good series year. It was really good.
It definitely was. And while our mediator is gone for the moment, but he's back, we wanted to show the fans out there the most World Series titles in the Major League Baseball history. Right now, currently with the Dodgers winning that title, they've now gone on to win their 9th World Championship. Of course, letting number one is New York Yankees with 27. Followed next by the second best is the St. Louis Cardinals with 11, and then the Dodgers, the Boston Red Sox, the Los Angeles Dodgers, and formerly the Oakland Athletics are all tied with 9 titles after that. Followed next by the San Francisco Giants with 8 World Series titles. So those are your most World Series titles in history for Major League Baseball currently. Then next up, right now we have the odds for next year, 2026 already. Odds are right now still have the Los Angeles Dodgers being the top lead team again to come out of the to come out as World Series champions, followed by the New York Yankees at second, the Philadelphia Phillies at third, the Houston Astros at fourth, and the Seattle Mariners at fifth. That was
Mm.
interesting to see the Houston Astros at fourth. I'm not saying the Astros battled through a lot of injuries this season. I will say that. But it was interesting to see them as fourth, the fourth best team coming out. As you see, the Blue Jays are way still down at the bottom. I think a lot of people feel like the Blue Jays this season was a fluke season for them, and they just got hot at the right time. So I guess we'll see. And you see, following right under the fifth, you got the New York Mets, who I think a lot of people will feel like this year may have been just the team getting the filling out and knowing each other more. They had some new players, of course, with the addition of Juan Soto. So a lot of people know that the Mets are a lot better than what you might have seen this year just because they didn't make the playoffs. So a lot of people are having high expectations for the Mets going into next season.
Now, me personally, I think the Mets should be number one on the list, but I understand you got to respect the defending champs.
I just want Jay.
What?
I know that's your team, but you really feel like if you had to go next year, you're gonna put them in the top slot? I mean, just let's be honest now. Let's just look at what Nate had just said. Let's look at it. You can see. You really think that next year you should predict that the Mets are going to win the World Series higher than that?
What you think I'm gonna say? You can relax.
Come on, Jay.
I already said yes. I do.
Oh my God. Okay.
Uncle wants a further explanation.
I want some analysis on this, man. I want to see why. Why?
One reason.
Tell me, Jay.
They're amazing.
I thought you said I thought you was gonna say I believe. I thought you was gonna say I believe. I thought I said okay.
They're
Okay.
amazing.
They're amazing.
Moving on to the news, we're going to recap some things. We got a lot of some move-ins, some moves, big moves, small moves, but just want to give some notifications to those. Jay, just go through the slides as we go. Andrew Ketteridge was acquired from the Cubs for consideration by the Baltimore Orioles. Yu Darvish of the San Diego Padres, unfortunately, you can just keep sliding through, Jay. Make it as a slideshow if you can. Yu Darvish of the San Diego Padres, unfortunately, will undergo UCL surgery and will miss the entire 2026 season. So we wish Yu Darvish a healthy recovery. He's one of San Diego's top pitchers in their rotation, so we'll see how they accommodate that going into the next season. Next up, we have Trevor Story of the Boston Red Sox, who opted into the final 2 years of his contract with the Red Sox. So he's going to be staying with them. Of course, Alex Bregman opting out, which I think I put there here too, but he opted out. So, Trevor Story opted in. Then we also have the Milwaukee Brewers, who were independent against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Jose Quintana and Rhys Hoskins both had their mutual options declined, so they will become free agents. Harrison Bader of the Philadelphia Phillies declined his mutual option, and he will also become a free agent out there on the market. Bader played great, came through the trade to the Philadelphia Phillies. Next up, we have Jorge Polanco, who declined his option and will become a free agent. Polanco finished out his career with the Seattle Mariners this past season, played great at second base. We have Bruce Bochy next, former Giant great who was part of that 2010 to 2015 Giants team that we talked about that won 3 championships out of 5 years during that time. He will be returning back to the Giants as a special assistant to help them out. And then next, Don Mattingly will step down from his Blue Jays bench coach position. Not sure if this is it for Don Mattingly. Of course, Don Mattingly, well known for Yankee history as the captain of the Yankees through all those years, especially during the 80s. Never got the chance to play in the World Series. This was his first time being involved in the World Series, of course, as a coach. Of course, we wish Don the best wherever he decides to go, unless he decides to whether he sits down and retires or he goes somewhere else. He's got a great mind and great hitting, so he will be good wherever he goes. Last, we also have Padres are hiring Craig Stammen to be their new manager, who came out another one of those picks that came out of the minor leagues, one that was part of the organization but through the minors, and now will come up and be the head coach. So we'll see how that works out for him. Also with the San Diego Padres, they picked up the option for $6.5 million for Ramon Laureano, They picked him up during the trade during the trade deadline, and he will stay with the San Diego Padres. Next up, we have another few moves as well. Like I said, we're running through these, but giving acknowledgement to him. Max Muncy of the current World Series defending champion Dodgers, they picked up his option of $10 million for the 2026 season. Next up, we have for the Colorado Rockies, who unfortunately was the worst team of the season. They are hiring Paul DePodesta to be their head of baseball operations. He's also part of the Cleveland Browns in the NFL. Jay, I just want to throw this out here because I got a text message on my phone. My lovely mom said the Mets were amazing in 1969. I told you there's going to be a fight between the 69 Mets and the 86 Mets. Who was more amazing?
Hold up.
Oh, wait, where you going with that? Mom said, you heard what he said, Jay. Mom said.
Mom.
Oh,
First, I want to say,
Mom,
I want to say welcome to the show. We appreciate you that you tapped in, you tuned in. Your son we call him MLB Nate the Great for a reason, because he is exceptional when it comes to this baseball thing that he does. He tells me all the times about how you are a super fan, and you guys growing up, you guys going to games, watching the games together, kicking it. That is so dope. I wish me and my mother had that relationship, as far as watching baseball. But as far as what's the greatest team, I don't know. I'm gonna have to disagree with you, but we Mets fans, so it's all good. It's all good. We can just say the organization is amazing. We can agree with that, So I just had to go full speed on because we had to have that conversation. We had to have a heart-to-heart because
they can go with that. But Jay, I'm just gonna say, I know who you're talking about. Strawberry, Gooden, Mookie Wilson, Gary Carter, Greg Jeffries, and all that.
86 was a great year.
Ed Cranpool, Ken Boswell, Bud Harrelson, Tommy Agee. You had Tom Seaver, Jerry Kuzman.
Yup.
Just saying, Jay, don't sleep on that 69 team as well.
Now, did you ever hear me say
Don Clendon?
Wait. Now let me hear this out. Hear me out. Did you ever hear me say anything bad about that team?
No, you didn't. You just said the 86 team is the greatest one, though.
Said the 86
okay,
great.
All right then. Hey. So I'll never shoot. I'm not like you, Nate. I don't be wearing other teams' organizations, other team jerseys, organizations, and stuff. I ride for mine. I didn't start off a Mets fan, then become a Yankee fan, then started wearing Blue Jays jersey because the Yankees got eliminated. I didn't do all of that. I ride for mine.
Hold on, but let me say something though. Yet we've never seen him with not one pair of Mets apparel on this entire time, have we? At all. I mean, you could have had a Tim Tuffle jersey, a Keith Miller jersey, a Jason Isrinhouse jersey. Hell, you could have had a Jeff McGinnis jersey for all I care. Butch Husky, Mo Vaughn.
You don't know what you started. Now we about to go into the.
Can I get a Cliff Floyd jersey, please?
MLB with Nate fashion show.
Can I get
come back? What he gonna put on?
Can I get an Edgardo Alfonso jersey? An Edgardo Alfonso jersey,
please.
A
Keith Hernandez.
Yes.
No,
a John Franco, John Franco, Sid Fernandez.
Yeah, give me that's what.
A Howard Johnson jersey.
What is that?
Oh, get out of here!
That ain't gonna do. That ain't gonna do.
Back to the news, man. Back to the news.
Back. Oh.
We'll let him have his time, ladies and gentlemen. Back to the news. We was on the Rockies and their new head of baseball operations. Jay, can you get back to the pictures, please, for the people? Ladies and gentlemen, that's his Mets outfit. That's his Mets baseball. He first got that in 1989. That jersey was around when we still had quarter waters at the corner store. Go buy it from the corner store and then go play Skelly afterwards.
I got to turn off my mic. I'm about to choke.
I can't hear you. What'd you say, Nate? I can't hear you. What'd you say?
When you got that hoodie when Vince Coleman was playing there?
Yo, listen. See, I'm gonna let you have your moment because mom's is watching, so it's all right. It's all right. You know me, Nate. You know me. So it's all right. I mean, do you want to keep going? Because we could talk about heroes. We could talk about captains of other teams and stuff like that.
I think you, Jay, I think you should give Nate and myself a whole lot of credit because we just went through a lineup right there. Nate,
Listen.
Good job on the name. Good job on the name
Exactly.
dropping.
Round of applause.
Good job on the
You see how we still gave kudos naming all of those players.
Wait.
I even wore orange. I wore orange. I was there.
Wait. You want me to give you credit for something that you should be doing, something that you should do, something that some people that you should know. You should know who the great Mets are.
I'm a Yankee
You should
fan.
know about. Yeah. Oh no. You think I was gonna
Yankee
give you
fan.
comments after you tried to come for me and just be like, "Oh my gosh, let me throw rose petals and palms at your feet"?
I don't want to hear nothing. You wearing that? You wearing that ghost hoodie?
And this is why they haven't won since '86.
You wearing that ghost
All
hoodie?
All I'm gonna say is right now, okay, you guys should know about the Mets legends. It'd be blasphemy if you did it. I don't know. I might end the show right now.
I'm just saying.
If you didn't know about the Mets. How dare you? We're gonna get back to the highlights like Nate said, because you talking about I should thank you for knowing the Mets legends. You should thank me. You should thank me for being a Mets fan so you can be reminded of the Mets legends. That's who should be thanked. Thank me around here.
Moving on.
Glad I got something to drink.
Pete Fairbanks is a free agent after he declined the $11 million option for the. Go to the next slide, Jay. Pete Fairbanks, pitcher for the Tampa Bay Rays, declined the $11 million option, so he will become a free agent as well. Keep going. Shota Imanaga is also to become a free agent from the who was part of the Chicago Cubs recently. So he's going to test the free market. We'll see where he ends up at, or if he goes back to there. Next up, the Kansas City Royals have extended Salvador Perez's contract. Salvador has been a lifetime Kansas City Royals since the beginning of his career. Of course, he was part of the 2015 World Series champion team. So looks like he's going to just pretty much end his career in Kansas City. Moving on, Shane Bieber, who was recently part of the Toronto Blue Jays, who were the runner-ups, he's opted into his 2026 deal, so he will remain with the Blue Jays. Bieber, of course, came in on a trade from the Cleveland Guardians, where he spent majority of his career at. So he was traded midday line to the Toronto Blue Jays, so he will come back with the Blue Jays as well. Moving on next, Michael King, who went from relief pitcher with the Yankees to starting pitcher with the San Diego Padres. He declined the mutual option with the San Diego Padres, and he will become a free agent. Next slide. He will become a free agent this season 2. Next up, also fellow San Diego Padre Robert Suarez, their closer. He opted out of his contract as well and will become a free agent also. Next up, also we have Marlins have promoted Gabe Kepler to general manager of their organization. Kepler, of course, former player who played a lot of years with the Minnesota Twins, also was the manager for the San Francisco Giants. So we'll see how he does in the Marlins organization as they try to turn around their organization to get them back into winning ways, which has been the last time the Marlins won the World Series. The championship was back in 2003. They made the playoffs 2 years ago in an unprecedented run, but then lost early on, but failed to make the playoffs last year or this year as well. Next up, Jay, this one is going to hurt, but Edwin Diaz of the New York Mets has opted out of his Mets deal, so he's looking to become a free agent also as well. So we'll see how that's handled, whether he decides to opt out, test the market, go to another team, or will he come back and the Mets make him an offer and he returns back to the Mets as their prominent closer.
Whatever. If we don't want to be there, we don't want him. Get out of here.
Next up, the last one for the news. The news is, well, not the last one, but the last one news. Former Atlanta Brave, also played with former Atlanta Brave and Major League Baseball player Walt Weiss will now take over as manager of the Atlanta Braves. For the last 8 years, he has been assistant coach with the Braves, so he knows what it's about being with the organization, being with that city, knowing how that city is, what the expectations are. So, and him also being a former player as well. So we wish him well and see how he handles being now the manager of the Atlanta Braves. Next, we have a funny stat for you. For the last 6 World Series championships, Will Smith has been a World Series champion.
I was about to say.
The funny thing about it is, it's not the same Will Smith.
And any of them, huh?
Now, for 2020, 2024, 2025, this is Will Smith of the Los Angeles Dodgers. But there's another Will Smith that has played with the Atlanta Braves in 2021, 2022 with the Houston Astros, and 2023 with the Texas Rangers, who won the World Series also as well. So for the last 6 World Series, somebody by the name of Will Smith has won the World Series championship.
That's crazy.
It may sound goofy, but hey, on this show, we try to throw you a little bit of everything out here, you know. Now, next up, we got the year-end awards, and that's the main reason we didn't do the show on Thursday. I wanted to wait till today because they were announcing the American League winners. So first, we have for your Silver Sluggers for the American League. At each position, we got at first base from the Athletics, Nick Kurtz. Second base was Jazz Chisholm of the New York Yankees. Third base was Jose Ramirez of the Cleveland Guardians. Your shortstop is Bobby Witt Jr. of the Kansas City Royals. Your outfield consists of Aaron Judge of the New York Yankees, Byron Buxton of the Minnesota Twins, and Riley Green of the Detroit Tigers. Finishing it out will be your catcher as Kyle Riley of the Seattle Mariners. At designated hitter, we had George Springer of the Toronto Blue Jays. Your utility player is Zach Minkinski of the Detroit Tigers. And for the Silver Slugger for a team was the New York Yankees of the American League. Moving on now to the National League Silver Sluggers, we'll start with your first baseman, Pete Alonso, the polar bear of the New York Mets. Ketel Marte of the Arizona Diamondbacks, along with his fellow shortstop teammate Geraldo Perdomo at shortstop. Manny Machado of the San Diego Padres is at third base. You had Winter Goodman of the Colorado Rockies at catcher. In the outfield, we have Corbin Carroll of the Arizona Diamondbacks, along with Kyle Tucker of the Chicago Cubs and Juan Soto of the New York Mets, who went from winning the Silver Slug in the American League with the Yankees to winning the Silver Slug with the Mets in the outfield. For your utility players, you have Alec Burleson of the St. Louis Cardinals. You have for designated hitter Shohei Ohtani of the Los Angeles Dodgers. And for your team, you have the World Series champion, Los Angeles Dodgers.
They should have picked the Mets.
Now, moving on next, we have your Gold Glove winners. We're going to start that off with the National League. We have, for first base, we have Matt Olson of the Atlanta Braves, Nico Kerner of the Chicago Cubs, Myron Wynn, Mason Wynn, my bad, of the St. Louis Cardinals, Key Brian Hayes of the Cincinnati Reds, who continued a Gold Glove season, even though he was traded from Pittsburgh Pirates, who he started his career out with, and was traded to the division rival Cincinnati Reds. Key Brian Hayes, as well, if you know baseball, he's the son of former baseball player Charlie Hayes. Also rounding that out at pitcher, we have Logan Webb of the San Francisco Giants with his teammate and comrade Patrick Bailey at catcher. Utility player, we have Javier Sonoja of the Miami Marlins. And in the outfield, we have Fernando Tatis of the San Diego Padres, followed by Chicago Cub teammates PCA, which is Pete Crow Armstrong, and Ian Happ to complete out the outfield. Moving on to the American League, we have first baseman, we have Ty France of the Toronto Blue Jays, followed by Marcus Semien of the Texas Rangers. At shortstop is Bobby Witt Jr. as well. And then we have his teammate, Mikael Garcia, who had a phenomenal season in Kansas City as well. Underrated, very a great defensive player, I would say, from all the games that I saw of him. At pitcher, we have Max Fried of the New York Yankees. We have Dylan Dingler of the Detroit Tigers, with the utility player being Mauricio Dubon of the Houston Astros. And just to explain that for real quick before I go to the outfielders, a utility player is somebody who can play any position on the field. Normally he won't pitch, but he'll play the outfield or he can play the infield as well. And Mauricio Dubon did that throughout the season for the Houston Astros. In the outfield, we have two Boston Red Sox and Cedane Rafaela and Wilmer Abreu, followed by Cleveland Guardians Stephen Kwan. So we want to give a congratulations to all of those players for their Gold Gloves and Silver Slug winners. Next up, we have the 2026 Hall of Fame candidates. Unc, I'd like to see what your opinion is of these candidates after I name them all. We're going to go from top to bottom, starting with the great Barry Bonds. We have Roger Clemens, Carlos Delgado, Jeff Kent, Don Mattingly, the captain of the Yankees through the 80s, Dale Murphy, Gary Sheffield, and Fernando Valenzuela.
Oh my God! Yo! That's a fantastic. Wow! Damn, that's a great name. That's a bunch of good names on that list right there, yo. Um, I'm not mad about Clemens and Bonds. Personally, I have to. I think we talked about this before. The steroid thing is gonna be what it and it's baseball's gonna have to accept it. It just happened to come up with some of the most monstrous seasons and some of the most bombastic players that you've ever seen play this game. And I do believe you got both ends of the stick with Clemens and with Bonds. But I do believe both of them belong in the Hall of Fame. Um, a lot of the names stick out to me. I think the name that won't go in, not because he hasn't had a great career. I just don't know if he belongs in there with a lot of the names that come up. And I think that probably he's not going to be a first name. He's not going to be a first balloter if he gets nominated. But Carlos Delgado, good player. But you just said a lot of names that got to go into the Hall of Fame, bruh. You just said a lot of names that got to go into the Hall of Fame. I'm not
I hear
saying
you.
Delgado doesn't belong. I don't think. I'm just saying that there was a low man, low man on the totem pole. I would put Delgado just just because of his number. When they find out how great of a player he is, and they will notice. And I mean honestly, for him to be nominated, they already know. But the rest of those names on there that you named off, that's a lot of wood coming to bat right there, bruh. So that sounds like a really good nominating class for this
Yeah.
year.
And
It really
just to tell you,
does.
the fact that you brought up Delgado was a two-time All-Star, three-time Silver Slugger, and he was a player of the year. He he finished his career with 473 home runs with a career batting average of 280, 2,038 hits with from throughout 7,283 at bats. His best RBI season was in 2003 for the Toronto Blue Jays when he had 145 RBIs in that year. He also hit 42 home runs, which was his second highest, next to 1999 for the Blue Jays, where he hit 44 home runs. That year, he only hit 134 RBIs. He also finished out his career. His last four seasons was with the New York Mets. In two of those seasons with the Mets, he hit over 100 plus RBIs. In '06, he hit 38 home runs with 114 RBIs. He finished with a batting average of 265, and in 2008
Booker
he had
was
38 home runs with
he was a
115
monster.
RBIs with a batting average of 271. If I had to pick between all of them, I'm gonna go with I think because I think it's 4 if I'm not mistaken. So I'm seeing Bonds, Clemens, to me, Don Mattingly, and I want to pick Sheffield, but I think number 4 could end up going to Dale Murphy. Between
That's a
Dale Murphy,
real good. That's a toss up right there, bro. That's a toss up. I'm with you though. Clemens, Bonds, and Mattingly go in. They go in. They go in. That last one, that's a yo. That's gonna be a scrubber, bro. That's gonna be a hard one for them to come up with. And the last 2 people you pick would be the last 2 people I pick, Nate. It'll be between them 2 for
Listen,
the
we
last
go
2
in.
positions. Dale
Listen, we go
Murphy and
in.
Sheffield. But hot damn, that is. And look, we didn't even get to Kemp, and he was
Nah,
yeah.
bad as
I'm
second
gonna tell
baseman
you.
for when he was playing with the damn Giants. He
I'm
was
gonna tell you what we
good.
doing. We going
That dude was
Barry.
good too, yo. That's a real good list, bro. That's a pretty formidable list right there.
Go
And
ahead, Jay.
whoever doesn't
Let me
get
hear
him
what you
right
got,
away, it's
Jay.
gonna be good.
This is what we got, cause yeah, I'm just gonna keep rambling. He ain't gonna let me say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
We got Barry, we got
Jay, you
Don.
silent.
Listen, we got
Can you
Barry.
hear him, Nate?
Is my mic working?
You
Yes
can
or
hear him,
no?
Nate?
Nate, can you hear me?
Yeah, he just trolling you, man.
No, cause his headphones don't be working, and he old. Sometimes he got
Who
to
he
reset
trolling?
it. So we got Barry, we got Don. We're gonna go with Roger, and I'm gonna take Gary, yo.
And you couldn't go wrong with that. You couldn't go wrong with any of them as
Yeah.
4 out of them. Fernando Venezuela, of course, it'll be posthumously but
I forgot you said his name too. Fuck.
Venezuela, who passed away last year in 2024 in October. So of course that'll be posthumously if he gets the award. He could possibly slide in there as well. So it's
I think he will. I think he. Matter of fact, if you, I should have remembered that name. Fernando Valenzuela is going to get into the Hall of Fame. Fernando is getting into the Hall of Fame, bro.
he played his first 11 seasons with the Dodgers. So we'll have to see. But like I said, it's a great pick and it's good recognition for everyone, especially for me. My favorite pick out of all of them. I know Barry is the constituent favorite, but I also want to give a shout out to Don Mattingly because I feel like Don Mattingly has been underrated over all the years, carrying that Yankee team and carrying that banner for so long during the '80s, especially when the Yankees actually during the '80s. I know Q was like, but the Yankees really weren't that good in the '80s. They were
Nate,
But
just
yo, that was Mr. Baseball, dude.
so I'm not
Don Mattingly was that guy, yo. You right,
even
Nate.
a Yankee
Don
fan.
Mattingly
Here
they
he
may
go. He
have
just gonna
been the
keep
worst Yankee
going
teams
and
we ever
going
seen,
and
but he was
going
bad.
and
He was
going
good.
and
God, he was
going
good.
and going
He was my favorite Yankee.
and going and going.
good,
Now,
Jay.
listen, I was mad when they made Jeter the captain. In my mind, Madeline should have been the captain like forever.
That doesn't work like that, man.
I know it doesn't, but I was mad. I was mad, bro. And I'm not even a Yankee fan, and I respected Don Mattingly as the captain.
So it's going to be interesting. At the end of the day, it's a great group. It's a great committee that's coming up for this next Hall of Fame. I wish them all well. Everyone is deserving of it. Whoever does it, hopefully they get it in the next one. Of course, there's a lot of deserving players that haven't been that haven't made the Hall of Fame, and some who unfortunately fell off the ballot. So looking forward to this for next year as well. We also got coming up some key dates. I know we've been going a lot, giving a lot of information, but just some things going on as we this is the end of the season. Upcoming dates for next year, starting off March 25th. Besides the winter meetings that happen in December, March 25th will be the opening night, and it will feature the New York Yankees against the San Francisco Giants, followed by opening day to follow the official opening day on March 26th. On April 15th of 2026, we will have Jackie Robinson Day, where all 30 teams will play, and all 30 teams will recognize Jackie Robinson wearing his famous number 42. Then we'll have Rivalry Weekend, as Major League Baseball try to have their own version of Rivalry Weekend. Teams that are considered rivals to each other, not just in state, but just as a rival in general. That will be the weekend of May 15th through May 17th. We also have Lou Gehrig Day, representing for Lou Gehrig, where all 30 teams will play as well, honoring the great Lou Gehrig on June 2nd. Also, a big monumental moment. We'll see how that goes. I mentioned it last week on the show. The formerly the Oakland Athletics, but just now the Athletics, they will host back-to-back series in Las Vegas ballpark, which is their future home in 2028. This will occur from June 8th to June 14th. So we look forward to seeing how that goes with the new team and the new state, and see how the reception and the how many people come out to show out for that game. 4th of July, we'll have all teams playing as well. Then we have MLB will observe 25 years since the infamous 9/11 of the plane crash attacks in New York City. Also, the attacks that happened at the Pentagon as well. So it'll be 25 years of 9/11 and those attacks that happened across the United States. And they will feature the New York Mets versus the New York Yankees for that series, which of course for us as all as New Yorkers, we know how much that game meant when both teams just played in general, when we finally got back to baseball after those attacks in 9/11. So it's amazing just to see 25. I mean, not amazing, but it's just crazy to see 25 years has gone by that fast, So that's something that I'm not gonna lie, I'm going to be anticipating and looking forward to watching as well. I sometimes, for me, I'll be honest and say I hate when 9/11 comes around. I don't like thinking about it, but I know it's a part, and I remember where I was when it happened. Also, we got the Roberto Clemente Day on September 15th, where all 30 teams will play as well, honoring the great Roberto Clemente. And the final game of the season will be played, game 162, where all 30 teams will play, will be September 27th of 2026. So these are some key dates that you can pinpoint and put out there, put on your calendar, mark, and be ready for the 2026 regular season schedule.
Dope.
Now, as usual, it has been a while since I posted one, but I figured with this being one of the final shows for a while, we're going to give you a tutorial video, and this video is about what you can do during the off season for training while you're waiting for the new season to start. Of course, this video comes from out of Summers Method. Shout out to Summers Method. Like, comment, and subscribe to their page. This is just a nice little tutorial video to help those out for workout methods and tips and drills that you can use during the off season while you wait for the upcoming season to start, whether you're on a college level, high school level, or any kind of level, whether it's just, even if it's softball on the women's or men's level, just things you can do to try to keep yourself in shape during the off season. I know Jay's gonna go through a quick brief.
What you're doing in the weight room to transfer over to the field. What's going on? Thanks for checking in. Today, I'm going to show you a comprehensive deep dive, especially, in a 54, 56 game season in college and 162 game season in the big leagues. The most bang for our buck is going to go with that blocker undulating periodization. So within the mesocycle, inside, can start it and build for that next season. So if you're a guy that teams are looking for, they want to see you swing a wood bat, you're in one of these high-level summer ball leagues like the Cape Cod League, whatever it may be, okay, go ahead, go show what you can do with that wood bat, because if you show out there, so if we pick a off-season date in October, we have week 1, week 2, week 3. What's all the work that we need to get done within that month of October? Each week, we need to get one unilateral body day in, so one single leg heavy strength day in. In October, we're focusing on lowering slow, eccentrics, building true foundational strength. Then we need to get one bilateral, so one They're like, hey, we're going to redshirt you this year. We just don't think you're big and strong enough to play at this level yet. And they're just working out rather than on a structured training program. If you look at it.
All right, so that's a video from Summer Method. You can go check it out again. You can go check it out and look up their page and check out some content from them and find out some tips for you as well. Oh yeah, it's up to you, Jay. My bad.
Oh, nah, I'll let you do what you do, bro.
So we're going up. We that was the video for the week for the show. We're gonna start it off. Either Unc or Jay. Any closing remarks?
Yo, it's been yeah, Unc, we can't hear you. You got you muted.
Yeah, I can't hear you. So I just want to go. Hey, it was a great season for baseball, but I don't want to end on a sad note, but I got to RIP to the NFL's Marshawn Nealon for passing away. I just wanted to give a shout out to it, and I wish the best to his family. Condolences to everyone in the Dallas Cowboy organization. My man passed away with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. I think anybody that needs help, y'all should reach out to anyone when you can. Nobody has to be alone or has to suffer through stuff. There's people to reach out to. So R.I.P. Marshawn, bro. We gonna miss you, bro. 24 years old, gone too soon.
True indeed. I agree with that. I just want to say, hey man, season one came to an end. We did what we do. We have fun. I appreciate everybody who tapped in and tuned in and joined us for this wonderful ride and experience. It's been a wonderful pleasure. We're gonna get ready for season 2 when it come back around and do what it do. So just make sure you stay tuned into all the other programs and things that we have going on this channel, on this network. So again, if you're on the YouTube, please hit the notification bell, subscribe, leave a comment. Please hit the like button, tell a friend to tell a friend. And yeah, the Virtual Man Cave is what we do, man. We got Unc Show every Monday night at about 9:30, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. D. Rigger presents Moments with Unc. It's a wonderful show, mad interesting. We kick it with the OG, and it's a dope experience, yo. Yo, love is love, man. Be cool how you be cool, man. Flow like water. Nate, it's on you, Brody. Bring us home.
Also, same thing like Unc said. Also condolences to the family of Yorves Jose Medina, former player for the Seattle Mariners. He was from Venezuela, passed away in his home country of Venezuela back on October 30th of this year at the age of 37 from a heart attack. So I'd like to just wish condolences. I mean, not wish, but offer condolences to his family during this time of loss of their family member. He did play in the league. He played in the league for a few years. Regardless of the fact he was a father, probably father, brother, husband to those in his family and a friend. And we want to offer condolences to his family. I want to say this year, I made a little bit mention to it last year, but last week's show, but I'm going to just reiterate a little bit. This was a great experience for me, because honestly, I didn't have a lot going. I ain't gonna say I didn't really have a lot going on at the time. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do to keep myself busy after my, working my regular job and everything. And, I appreciate everyone in the Man Cave, from Unc to Jay to Art to Leo to Corey and Troy for allowing me to join the group about a year ago, where I started to talk about baseball. Of course, if you've been following us, it started off from the regular Man Cave show. And then we all branched off. So I guess you could say I'm like Iron Man. I started the spinoffs, but it was great just having a good time, being able to talk about the sport that I love so much in this world. And I know a lot of people rag on baseball, a lot of people talk down on it, and that's fine. Everybody, it's not for everybody, and that's fine. Just like football is not for everybody, basketball is not for everybody. Every sport is not for everybody. And I know baseball seems like one of the most boring sports, but regardless, I love talking about it. I love watching it. I would day in and day out. Like, when people think I sit here, I really sit back and watch games. I'm up late nights watching every single game that I can watch. I tune in, I watch the replays the next day. If I can't watch the whole game, I fall asleep, I watch the replays, especially of the West Coast games. But, it was a great season. to those people out there, like the last video tutorial, for those of you who are baseball fans or considering it, go watch a game, go catch a game. You'll enjoy it. I promise you'll enjoy the experience, whether it's softball on a major league level, minor league level, or even if you go see the Savannah Bananas, or even if you watch a local softball game in your local community. I guarantee you'll enjoy it. You know, it's a great sport. And for those of you that's out there playing, practice, continue practicing, craft your skill, hone your skill. You know, continue. You're never done. You can never not learn more. So, again, I thank everybody who did show out throughout the year. Some of my friends, some of my family, and anybody that any others who watched the Man Cave show in general for showing out. I don't want to get too long-winded, but I thank all of y'all and all the supporters, everybody here on the Virtual Man Cave staff. We'll be back for season 2. So this ain't it. This ain't the final farewell. We'll be back next year. We're going to take a little break. I'm on a vacation from work right now, so I'm going to enjoy it now. This is my last day of work for a little while, so I'm just going to sit back. You're still going to see me in the regular Man Cave shows. I'm still going to pop in. I'm not disappearing until next season. I will be popping in on the regular Man Cave shows. I might still even throw a little bit of baseball facts in from time to time. We might even have, me and Jay might even work on a little something in between that time. You know, maybe sunset, give you a little flavor or something else. We'll see how that go. We're going to have to talk that over for a while, but I'm enjoying my vacation for a little bit right now. But once again, everybody, I thank you all for tuning into the show. Love is love. Be safe out there. Love your loved ones. Talk to your people. Find someone to talk to, like Uncle was saying. You don't have to do it alone. And everybody just stay safe out there. Peace and love from the Virtual Man Cave.